Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Today is going to be a quick crochet video, and I've had this on my crafting to-do list for quite a while. I've wanted to do kind of a fall garland for my dining room. Just something simple that'll bring in the fall colors and look pretty. And this is a really easy project. We will be making these leaves, and then to change up the garland a little bit, I sewed 3 of them together so that they'll look like they're falling off the tree in the cool autumn breeze. We are going to start with a chain 9. So I'm using some, I think all 3 of these are Red Heart yarn, but I've took the label off of them. I've had them a long time. And then I'm using a size 3.75 millimeter F crochet hook. And then in the second chain from our hook, we want to put a single crochet. Next, we are going to do a half double crochet, and that's just where you yarn over, go into the chain, pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then after that, we are going to do a double crochet in the next 2 chains. And a double is, again, we yarn over, we go into the chain, we pull up a loop, but this time we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Next, we're going to do a triple crochet, and that's where we yarn over our hook twice, go into the chain, pull up a loop, we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And next, we are going to do a double crochet in the next 2 chains. And then in the last chain, we are going to put 4 single crochets, all in that one chain. And that is going to turn our work, and now we're working on the opposite side. And I'm just going to take my loose end and I'm going to lay it along the stitches, and I'm just going to crochet over it so I don't have to weave it in later. And we are just going to do everything in reverse. So we're going to put double crochets in the next 2 stitches. A triple crochet, a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, a half double crochet, and a single crochet. So now we've got this little leaf shape. We are now going to do a single crochet in each stitch until we get to the point of the leaf. And once we get here, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch right back in the stitch that we did our chain 2 in. And that's going to give a little exaggerated point to our leaf. Now we're going to continue, and we're going to put a single crochet in each stitch until we get back to where we began. here we are going to slip stitch to the first single crochet, and we are going to chain 5, and this is for our little leaf stem. And now we want to go into the second chain from our hook, and we're just going to slip stitch into each chain, and then we are going to slip stitch it back to the leaf. And this is pretty forgiving. You can slip stitch right back in the stitch where you did the chain 5, or you can slip stitch into the stitch next to it. That's one thing that is really neat about these little leaves. Leaves in the real world, they're all unique. So with this little crochet project, like some of them I was watching TV and my toddler was jumping on my back, and I was talking to my husband and to my kids, and maybe I skipped a stitch, or I did 3 double crochets in a row. I did that on one of them. But they're pretty forgiving. They'll still look like a leaf in the end usually. Then to stitch them together, I just kind of arranged them in a way that I liked, and then whichever color leaf that I chose to be in the middle and on the top of the other 2, that was the color yarn that I used for the stitches. That way you just couldn't see it from the front. And you can use a whole bunch of different colors. I just chose to do 3, but there are so many more you could add in. Beautiful autumn colors. I almost went back and did a really pretty red, but I decided not to. I decided just to stick with the 3. And then I just stitched them down, and I tied the yarn off on the back. This isn't something that's going to be used a lot, like it's not going to be handled. My kids ain't going to have it, so I'm not really too concerned about sewing in the ends. I don't think it'll come unraveled, because it's just going to hang on the mantle. But if you want to, instead of snipping the yarn, you can weave in your ends. I'm just going to use twine to string mine. If you don't have twine, you can absolutely use coordinating yarn, and that would work just fine. And then I just chose a pattern. I decided to do 3 of the single leaves and then 1 of the cluster. And I kept it pretty simple, and I love the way that it adds a little bit of autumn colors and a little bit of fall, but it's not too busy. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I thank you all so much for watching, and for those that are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you, each and every one, and I will see you all next time.